How's it going, YouTube? Public Safety Network here. I'm going to do a quick video on my IFAK that I actually just got yesterday. It was actually provided to me when I took a TACMED course sponsored by FLETC, or the Federal Law Enforcement Training Center, out of Artesia, New Mexico. So they came and taught a course on how to do tactical medicine, which is basically medicine that's done in stressful situations such as under gunfire and things like that. And it basically breaks it down pretty much most of the steps you're going to need to basically keep yourself or someone alive long enough until advanced medical help can arrive. This right here is one of my tourniquets. This is the CAT tourniquet, or the Combat Applications tourniquet. It's generally made of Velcro. It's the best tourniquet you can have for self-application, so if you lose the function of one of your arms or something like that, it's easier to apply because of the stick of the Velcro. However, it is not as useful as other tourniquets the other tourniquet we're going to see for situations where there's blood or dirt or things that can hinder the Velcro's ability to stick. So up here we're going to grab this right here. This is my other tourniquet. This is the soft T tourniquet. It's the other tourniquet that I carry. This one here is always a little more difficult to apply if you're doing it on yourself, but they did in fact show techniques on how you can do that effectively. This one's also great. It's one of the strongest ones on the market. Very durable, so you can use it pretty much in almost any situation. So I enjoy that as well. This right here is pretty much this is gauze. What was it? Cell-X Rapid. This is gauze here that's basically used to pack wounds. It's also got a hemostatic agent in it, which means it'll clot blood. So basically you would apply this on areas that you cannot tourniquet. So areas around the lower extremities, above the legs, below the navel. They talked about not really using these on wounds around the chest area or the neck because it does have that hemostatic agent, which can clot, and obviously you don't want a blood clot near your brain or your heart. So they suggest using these on, around the pelvic region to help clot the blood, stop the bleeding. Also, quick clot's another one. They said they stopped issuing that a while ago. This right here is just a triangle bandage. It's used just as a bandage to wrap open wounds after they've been once they've been kind of gauzed up or whatever, or just simple abrasion. This right here is compressed gauze. You can again use this to pack wounds. It doesn't have the hemostatic agent in it, but what you can do is you can actually cut off pieces, and when they're exposed to moisture, so obviously blood has moisture in it, it expands. So you can actually don't have to use this whole thing. You can just cut out the pieces that you need, and they'll expand, and then you kind of just go from there and keep packing until obviously the bleeding stops. Then I get some latex gloves in here. I have a pair in here and a pair in here, and then I also carry two on my person. Pretty much this is just tape. Use it to, you can actually make makeshift wraps out of this and things like that, and I'll kind of talk about that in a second. Like I said, guys, I'm not a medical professional, so don't take anything what I say here at face value. This is just what I learned in the course, and I'm kind of just explaining what each of the things they taught me was used for. This right here is a pressure dressing for trauma, hemorrhage control bandage, also known as the H bandage, or actually formerly known as the Israeli bandage. This right here is what you use to seal up after you've used the gauze that has the hemostatic agent, or any gauze for wound packing. This is what you'd use to seal up or basically dress the wound until medical care can arrive. Going back to this, though, they also mentioned that if you decide to carry something with the hemostatic agent, to somehow let paramedics know, either by placing the actual wrapping over the wound to simulate that there's a hemostatic agent in their system, because they're going to need to know that when they provide advanced medical care later. This right here, this is I forget this. It's called a I think it's PBA and NPA. I'm sorry, NPA. It's basically a way to create nasal airways. So what you would do is you pretty much lubricate the tube, stick it down the nasal cavity, and it opens up the airway of someone. Like I said, a lot of places actually don't want you to use these because for whatever reason, but I keep one in there anyway because you know, if it comes down to, you know, someone else's life or my own life, you know, I'd rather just have it. So yeah, I use that pretty much to open up airways. This right here is just a Sharpie. This is used to write down certain times. Like my cat tourniquet has a time that has a wrap. You can put a time at which the tourniquet was applied. So when the medics show up there, it's okay, it's probably time to get this tourniquet off. And then last but not least, besides rubber gloves, this is a chest seal. So if someone has a sucking chest wound from a gunshot or a stabbing or whatever, you can actually use these to help seal up those chest wounds. So each of these items serves an independent purpose. You can obviously use them individually or you can use them in conjunction with each other. But I recommend that anyone who works in security, first responder, law enforcement, whatever, carries one of these. Even in general, if you don't work in any of those fields, carry one of these because you never know when you're going to have to save your own life. You're going to have to save someone else's life. Like I said, if you have any questions about the individual products, I can try to answer them. I don't really know much about them outside of what I was taught. But, you know, if you don't carry an IFAK or a tourniquet, I highly suggest that you start because you never know when it's going to be the thing that's going to save your life or the life of someone else. So any other questions, shoot me an email on my email address or just comment down in the video below, and have a nice day, guys.